we're making the best ever tomato soup. So I have 8 tomatoes here that I have quartered, and then a sliced red pepper, and then half of a red onion. So I'm just gonna kind of break apart some of the red onion here. This is the easiest ever recipe, and it's so delicious and so much healthier than buying the tomato soup in a can or any of the tomato soups at the store. So we have look at all these beautiful vegetables that are gonna go right into our soup. And then I also have an entire head of garlic here that I just sliced the top off. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm starting to cry from the onions. So I'm just gonna place that right in the center. Yes, we are using the whole head. Now I'm just gonna take some extra virgin olive oil and drizzle that over the top. This is gonna add so much yummy, delicious flavor. Now I'm gonna add some sea salt. You want a good amount. And then you can add whatever seasonings you like. I'm gonna add some thyme. And I just actually took the little shaker part right off the bottle because I like a lot of seasonings in this recipe. Next, I'm gonna add some oregano. So like I said, use whatever seasonings you like here. You can kind of really customize this recipe, but this is what I like to use. It would also be delicious with just like a good Italian seasoning. I'm also gonna use some red pepper flakes just for a little bit of spice here. I like a good kick. And then last but not least, some black pepper. Look at how beautiful this already looks. It's gonna be so delicious. I love a good cozy bowl of soup in the fall and the winter. And I just wanna make sure that that garlic has olive oil on the top so that it doesn't burn. So just make sure that is nice and coated. Okay, so I have my oven preheated to 425. So I'm gonna place all of these in the oven for probably about 35-ish minutes. And then we will do our next step. This recipe is pretty much almost done. That's how easy it is. So we'll place this in the oven and then we will finish making our soup. Alrighty, into the oven at 425. All right, it has been 35 minutes and my house smells delicious. So we have our roasted tomatoes, red peppers, onions, and garlic here. So I'm just gonna let this cool a little bit and then we will do our next step. So I'm gonna take my vegetables here now that they've cooled a little bit. I'm gonna remove the garlic from the tray and then I'm just gonna grab my parchment paper. We're just gonna carefully lift this and transfer it to the blender. So perfect. And then also make sure you get all of this seasoning and goodness because this adds a lot of flavor to the soup as well. So make sure you get any of that left on the tray and just transfer it over because this is, like I said, a lot of the seasoning. Next, you're gonna take that garlic and you should just kind of be able to squeeze it right out. There we go. So all of that garlic is nice and cooked. So yes, it seems like a lot of garlic, but because it's cooked, the flavor is a little bit more mild. Next, we're gonna add a ½ cup of basil, 1 cup of broth. I'm using a chicken bone broth, but use whatever kind of broth that you like. And to make it creamy, I'm gonna use unsweetened plain coconut milk from a can. You could also use heavy cream or milk or any just plain dairy-free milk. So I'm gonna add ½ cup of that. And then last but not least, just a little bit of extra salt and pepper to taste. So there's my salt. Gonna do a few cracks of black pepper. And then we're just gonna blend this all together. So it's so easy. So delicious, so fresh, and we're just gonna blend this all together. Now you can blend this as much or as little as you'd like. If you like a chunkier tomato soup, obviously just blend it less. If you want it to be super smooth, then just blend it a little bit longer. So I am going to grab a spoon and I'm just gonna taste it for seasoning. That is so good, guys. Okay, so that tastes perfect to me. So for the next step, all you do is add this to a pot to heat it up. It's actually still pretty warm because my vegetables were still warm. So you could honestly just pour it right into your bowl. But if you want to heat it up and have it be super hot, just put it into a pot. You can also let it simmer for a while and let those flavors get even stronger. But I am just gonna serve it up because like I said, mine is still warm right now. So I have my bowl here and I'm just gonna pour myself a bowl of soup. And then to garnish it and just make it look nice and pretty, I'm gonna do a little splash of whole milk on top. Trying to be so careful. Oh, okay. And then we're also gonna add just a couple extra basil leaves. And look at how good that looks. See, it is so easy to make, so delicious, so healthy. So let's do one more taste test. This with a grilled cheese or a nice piece of sourdough bread, so good.